I'm really doing this video, I can say, for me. I did not a video where I'm like looking at myself on the phone talking, but if you've seen part one, I've done videos like that before, maybe at least 3 times. I know for sure at least 3 times. I don't think much more than that, 5 max, but at least 3 times I know I've done these videos. And mental health is real, depression is real, anxiety is real, and all these things are real on different levels. And I myself used to say, for example, somebody's like, oh, they had anxiety over someone, like, that's small, right? You can't never say what's small or what's big to somebody in their own feelings. Sometimes if people over exaggerate, sure, we all do, but you can never say something is, because what's small to you could be big to someone else, and what's big to you can be small to somebody else. Depends on your survival skills, how you was raised, a lot of so many different other factors in there, right? But this is my first video where I'm looking at myself, taking accountability. I've definitely taken I take accountability a lot, but I believe it's always been to appease others' opinion of me versus my own opinion of myself, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I was like, man, I was reading this letter, or this little note, whatever you want to call it, and I said, hey, I should record this. And part of it, what made me think of it was like, I'm going through another uphill battle, another journey, and I was gonna record that. And so that's what made me think about even recording this. And for 2, what I was reading, I know if I'm feeling like this, someone out there, if not multiple hundreds of thousands, of tens of thousands, of hundreds of thousands of people are feeling the same way in this exact same moment, or feeling the same way in the exact same moment that they're clicking on this video, or felt this way in the past, or just end up clicking this video and is gonna feel like this in the future, and then like, hey, dang, I watched the video, let me go back and look at that. And let me start off with that. I done already been rambling for 3 minutes, so I picked this up. Look at this paper. I don't know what this brown stuff is. It's probably some black seed oil. I had my black seed oil just sitting on my, what I call a nightstand, which is it was a stool, and this probably came from a drink, or obviously it looked like something like that. So it's just a few lines. So it says, I'm just one of the many. There's a comma there. I am one of the divine beings who chose and been chosen to lead all beings to the peaceful righteousness of the worldly realm. Sometimes I just jot things down. This paper's going in the garbage now, but I'm not gonna say haters, because that's seems like a term people like, oh, I know it's gonna be haters in the comments, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna say that. I know there's gonna be people who think maybe just that part is comical, maybe the whole thing is comical. Everybody has their right to their own opinion and their own feelings and their own emotions and their own thoughts and their own mindsets. So, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm just sharing that a little bit with y'all. I actually didn't even know what the whole paper said. I read I read Tip Beans, and I was like, I'm gonna grab the phone. So yeah, also I'm in a place I don't want to be. I don't mind like cleaning up and doing what I was supposed to been doing, cleaning up and upkeeping. Like, I don't know if I put the videos out there, but I definitely know I recorded at least 2 out of the 3 that I know I've done. To where I cleaned up, and then I probably didn't even I probably didn't even do the video after I cleaned up, maybe one time. And the reason for me saying this is like, what was the purpose? What was the purpose of getting everything, quote unquote, straight and cleaned up and all of that, if whatever was causing me, meaning myself, but of course my physical self, because you physically have to clean up, you physically have to do these things. But what else was blocking me? I'm capable of doing it. I have full usage of my hands and my legs and my feet, which I'm very much grateful of. But what inside of me stopped me from that? And off the rip, I could think of maybe laziness or something like that. And that might have been the case to a certain extent. I don't believe that was the beginning. So what was the beginning that made me essentially wreck my whole life, what I'm living? That's your day-to-day, that's your life. What made me do that? And I'm talking about, so I said I've been gone for like a month. I probably just did a cleanup, maybe say 2 months ago, a month and 2 weeks ago or something. And I didn't finish. I know I'm talking about I was cleaning the walls and everything. So not just straightening up. So anyway, I decided to share my story with y'all. Yeah, it would be nice if this changes somebody's life and affects somebody's life for the good, even if it's just a laugh. Laughing is good too, even if it's just a smile. Smiling is good, and all those type of things. And don't mind the lazy. I seen a picture of me, I don't know how old I was, maybe under 5, and I said, dang, I had a lazy eye my whole life. I ain't really excuse me, I ain't gonna say I ain't really know it, but if you know me some certain times and certain incidences, my lazy eye goes pretty lazy. But now that I'm thinking about that, I mean, there's gaps. And sometimes people have gaps in their memories. So I believe that's probably, a gap in my memory for me not to even, I have to look at a picture and be like, oh, I've been like this my whole life, which makes sense. I was born almost 4 months premature, literally 3 weeks, literally 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days premature. So 4 more days would have been 4 months premature. So I've had this lazy eye since birth. Yeah, appreciate your time. Peace. And don't give up. Don't give up. Even when it seems like you're giving up, I'm not even gonna say push for it, because sometimes, like, where am I gonna get this push from? Where am I gonna get the momentum to push forward? I'm gonna say it. It might not be right, but I'm gonna say it. Just stay stagnant. Stay stagnant for a day or two. That's better than going backwards, right? Stay stagnant for a day or two and then crawl forward. If you're a type person, you know, hey, that's bad advice. I can't stay stagnant, because then I'm gonna go back anyway. Then don't do that. Just crawl forward, scoot forward, do whatever you can do. And work to be your best. I'm not gonna say go ahead and be your best. I'm gonna say work to be your best. Because personally, sometimes I'm not my best, and then the next day I'll be my best. And it's like, dang, how did I just jump from this to this? And then that best might last for however long, a few days, a week, a few months, a few weeks, a few hours, and then it's back to where I was just at. And now and going from being my best in them hours, days, weeks, months, whatever, to going back to where I was just at, it's like it would make you feel that you travel backwards. Well, obviously you did, but I'm saying you was just at that stage anyway, right? It make you feel like you did a huge leap backwards when you just rushed into your best too fast. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes if you can hold it, if you can sustain it, then do that. Just speaking from my personal experience in certain situations and certain timelines of my life, that didn't work. So work to be your best. Work to be your best. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Peace. Thanks for watching and listening.